Okay, um, part two, Introduction to Inequalities, part two. I have to break it up into smaller pieces because I can only put so much video on YouTube. So this piece says, insert an inequality symbol to make each statement true. So what we're going to do is we're going to put in less than, greater than, less than or equal to, or greater than or equal to. One of those four. So this is nice. They're on a number line. So if they're on a number line, you just say, is 3 greater than or is 3 less than 5? 3 is less than 5. That's it. Now, these are on the number line. So is negative 3 less than or is it greater than negative 5? Negative 3 is actually less than negative 5. These two might be a good idea for these two to rewrite as 8 and 11. You want to put them in magnitude order. 8 is smaller than 11, so it's like this. If you put the inequality here, which is what you are being asked to do, look at where it points. It points at the 8. So I point my inequality at the 8. Okay? Not so bad, huh? Okay, we are going to solve these inequalities. We're going to solve them just like we do regular equations, but we have a little extra rule, one extra rule. Whenever you multiply or divide both sides of an inequality by a negative number, you must flip the inequality symbol. Very important. You're going to multiply both sides and you're going to flip the inequality. I'll show you what that means. So negative 5x is greater than or equal to negative 10. Well, if it was just negative 5x is equal to negative 10, we would sorry about that. My Remy dog is nutso sometimes. If it were negative 5x equal negative 10, we would just divide both sides by negative 5. Okay? Well, if we did that, negative 5 over negative 5 is positive x, and negative 10 over negative 5 is positive 2. But our new rule up here says flip the inequality. Here's what it means. Notice I flipped it. It was pointing to the right, now it's pointing to the left. Okay? Second piece says graph the solutions. So all we're going to do is make a number line, put a tick in the middle, and then 2 to the right and 2 to the left. 2 goes in the middle. This number goes in the middle. Now just number it. 1, 0, and 3, 4. Okay? So I found my number. It's 2. My variable's on the left. It points to the left. I need to make a decision about my inequality. Is it an open circle or a closed circle? Well, in this case, it's a closed circle. So I am going to make it a closed circle around 2. The only thing left to do now is to find out, does it go left or does it go right? This indicates it goes left, so let's test it. Plug in 1. Is 1 less than or equal to 2 true? Yes, it is. So I'm simply going to do this, and I'm done. Number 1 is done. Okay, this is a review of your algebra skills. Okay, we're no longer graphing quadratics and finding the vertex and factoring and completing the square. So you must feel a bit of relief. Okay, so this says x divided by 3 is greater than or equal to negative 2. I need to undo this equation. And I know a lot of you at home are saying, multiply by 3, Mr. Sterling. And you're right. I'm going to multiply both sides by 3, which cancels these 3. I get x is greater than or equal to negative 6. I didn't flip it. How come? Because this is positive. It's not negative. Only if I multiply or divide by a negative number will I flip the inequality? So I'm going to box my solution, my answer. I'm going to make my number line, just like I've been saying. 1 in the middle, 2 evenly spaced to the right, 2 evenly spaced to the left. -6. Go up, -5, -4. Go down, -7, -8. Open or closed? This is exactly what I'd be doing at the board with you in class. You would all yell, closed. Why is it closed? Because it's an equal to. So this is going to be a closed circle. Now I'm going to assume it goes to the right because my variable is on the left, my number is on the right, and it points to the right. So I'm going to pick -5. Is -5 greater than or equal to -6 true? Gave you time to answer at home. The answer is true. So I'm going to draw my arrow in and I'm done. Now, this is just a multi-step problem. We're going to add 1 and add 1, which moves that. I get 4/5 z is less than -2 plus 1 is -1. Now I want to get rid of the 4/5. And if you're at home saying multiply by the reciprocal, you are correct. So I'm going to multiply both sides by 5/4. Okay? Now, 20 over 20 is 1. So these cancel each other out. I get z is less than -5/4. Okay? Wow, we're doing great. So I'm going to draw my number line. And again, I'm going to put it in the middle and call it -5/4. Well, where is -5/4? -4/4 is equal to -1. So it's just 1/4 to the left of -1. Okay? So this is -2, and this is -3, and this is 0, and this is 1. Okay? It is a less than. Didn't box it. It is a less than inequality. So I'm going to put an open circle, and I think it goes this way. Okay? Z is less than -5/4. Is -2 to the left of or less than -5/4? Answer is yes. That problem is done. Okay? We're doing great. So another multi-stepper. Add 3 and add 3. When I do that, I move the 3 over. -7b is greater than -77. Now I'm going to divide by -7 and divide by -7. That cancels. This reduces to 11. So b is greater than 11. Perfect. I'm ready to graph. We are using the same process over and over and over again. We're reviewing all of our algebra skills, okay? But this, you should be okay with this. You've been factoring quadratics and everything else. 11. Going up, we make 2 tick marks, 12, 13. Going down, I make 2 tick marks, 10, and 9. You don't need more than 5 points. And not only that, oh, so sorry. Not only that, if you'll notice, I am making 11 lower than the other 2 because it's my focus point. I'm just doing that so it stands out for you. So at this point, I've solved my equation. I got my final inequality. My variable's on the left, my number's on the right, which says my arrow is going to go that way. It's going to go to the left, okay? I mean, to the right, the other left. And now I got to ask myself, is it an open or closed circle around 11? It's open because it's a less than. 12, is 12 greater than 11? Yep, it is. So if this sounds easy, If you understand the principles, it's not so bad. For some of you, this is going to be your challenge, your algebra. But it won't be because you've been doing great all year. If you've been doing all your homework, you're doing just fine. So take some number r and add 6, then divide by 5, and it'll be less than 4. So the way we've done it in class is we've always done our equations by doing the last thing we did first. Add 6 and divide by 5, so I'm going to multiply by 5 and subtract 6. Watch. Multiply by 5, both sides. This 5 cancels that 5. And I get r plus 6 is less than 20. So what did I say? Multiply by 5 and subtract 6. Minus 6, minus 6. Look at that. Multiplied by 5, subtracted 6. Now we get r is less than 14. All we did was unscramble or undo our equation, and we got r is less than 16. Open or close circle? Open. Number line, middle, 14. One here to the right. One here to the left. 13, 12, 15, 16. If I'm making this sound easy, it is once you understand it. Open circle, left or right. Try 13. Is 13 less than 14 true? It is. So it's to the left. Doing great, guys. All right, one more, and then I'm going to stop the video, and we'll do a third part. You have all week to watch these videos, so you will get them done. 3 times 4 first, and 3 times negative 3 first. So what I'm going to get is 12 minus 9r minus 3 less than or equal to 45. 3 times 4 is 12. 3 times negative 3 is negative 9r. Minus 3, 45. So now I am going to combine these two. 12 minus 3. 9 minus 9r less than or equal to 45. Subtract 9, subtract 9. Usually I do that in red, so let me come back and do that in red. Okay, so the 9's gone. Negative 9r less than or equal to, 45 take away 10 is 35. Well, this is 1 less, so it's 36. Divide by negative 9. Divide by negative 9. R is less than or, almost messed up. I have to flip my inequality because this is a negative, okay? So it was pointing to the left, now it's pointing to the right. 36 divided by 9, negative 4. Okay, because I divided by a negative 9, because of this negative 9, I flip my inequality, okay? So, negative 4 in the middle. 2 tick marks to the right. A little tight, but that's okay. I get the idea. Negative 3, negative 2, negative 5, negative 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It should always be in order, right? Even if you scale it by 2s or by 5s, they just should be in the right ascending or descending order. So the big question is this open or closed? Question is it open or closed? The answer is closed because of the negative sign, or the equal sign. So it indicates we go to the right. Let's test negative 3. Is negative 3 greater than or equal to negative 4 true? Yes, it is. And that is part 2 of today's lesson. You guys doing great? See you on the other side.